Genesis 2, verses 5 and 6 says that prior to the Great Flood, the surface of the entire earth was watered by a mist, which suggests that the early earth had a uniform, temperate, if not rainforest, climate. Genesis was countered by Hutton and Lyell's assertion of uniformitarianism, the belief that natural processes have always been much like they are now. The present is the key to the past. This was not only applied to geological processes, but also to weather and climate. Climate alarmists tend to be unaware of the roots of this assumption, thinking the current alleged warming and melting of the ice caps is a unique, first-time event caused by human activity and fossil fuels. Actually, it has happened before. As far back as Scott's expedition to Antarctica, 1910 to 1913, evidence has been available that the South Pole was once tropical. Fossil ferns, towering forests, and life forms that would not live there now. I have several articles on this issue. One article from 2011 notes worldwide tropical weather for most of the last 100 million years. There were possums and beavers at the South Pole, Antarctica. An article from 2020 notes that 90 million years ago, Antarctica had swampy temperate rainforests close to the pole, as well as flowering plants and towering forests. Another article from 2020 said Antarctica had no ice from 145 to 66 million years ago, and several kinds of dinosaurs roamed the area. An article from 2022 noted tropical weather at both poles, with southern Australia having much wetter and lusher vegetation. Concerning the North Pole, an article from 1985 found fossil ferns in the Arctic, dating back 210 million years. In 2006, a report that the North Pole, or Arctic, 55 million years ago was like Miami, around 74 degrees year-round, with alligators, turtles, dinosaurs, birds, palm trees, sequoia, and cypress trees. A 2014 article described the Arctic as having woolly mammoths, rhinos, bison, and horses eating flowering plants and diverse vegetation, and a major climate change occurred 10 to 15,000 years ago. What does all of this indicate? First, Genesis 2, verses 5 and 6 is very credible. There is evidence that the Earth did have a worldwide tropical climate in the past. Second, Hutton and Lyell's unbroken uniformity stretching back into the distant past is also wrong concerning climate. And global warming and climate change, there are some other factors that many do not consider. Methane in large quantities belches up through the surface, on land, and underwater. Some ice cap melting is due to volcanic activity under the poles. A major cause of climate change is the Earth's distance from the Sun, caused by orbital variations. The climate alarm agenda is more about ideology and philosophy than real science concerning weather and climate. Both poles have been tropical, with no ice caps in the past, and maybe for quite a while. Sea levels have fluctuated a good deal in the past, and neither human activity nor fossil fuels has had anything to do with those prior examples.